This video shows how to set up the Line social media channel in Dynamics 365 Omnichannel for customer service, so your agents can receive messages from Line users in a seamless user experience.
There's just a few prerequisites, very similar to some of our other channels. The main one is that you, as a business, when you are setting up your Line channel in Omnichannel, you do need to create your profile, your Line profile, and we do recommend creating a Line business profile. And then once you create that profile, you will then need to create a developer app where you would then get access to a channel ID, a channel secret, and those are things that you would then enter into Omnichannel. But otherwise, it's something that comes prepackaged as part of the social provisioning for Omnichannel. All right, so I've got here on my screen, I'm in the administrative panel. The first step technically is you want to go and create a work stream, which I already have, so I'm going to go ahead and skip that step. Then what you're going to want to do is go to the channel section and go to Line and create a new Line channel and fill out the required information. Step one is really your account details. So I'm going to enter in a name here. The name is purely just for reference. It's not your actual Line profile or anything. It's something that you can reference when you go back to and look at your Line channels that you created in the administrative panel. So for this purpose, I will go ahead and create a podcast test. And at this point, I'm going to now need to bounce out to the Line developer portal. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in a new window where I've already done all of that. So what I'll do here is I'll show you the two steps that you need to do. These are the prerequisites that I mentioned earlier. So one of them is you have to have a Line account, which I do now. I do have a Line account, and right now I'm in the developer console. When you're in the developer console, you do need to create what's called a messaging API. So if I go out to the top here, you'll see that I've already created two that have what's called the messaging API channel. When you do that, when you create this channel, you get your channel ID, you have your channel secret, and then if I bounce over to the messaging API subtab, you then can enter your webhook and you can enable that webhook, which are all prerequisites to actually getting Line set up. So basically what I would do here is grab the channel ID first, drop it into here. Then it's going to ask for my channel secret, which is down here. Then my channel access token, which is one tab over at the very bottom. So just grab this. These are all auto-generated by Line when you do create your, I don't think that did copy, when you do actually set up your developer app in the Line developer console. So after I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and select a work stream since I'm just going to use one that already was created. Okay, so at this point, all I need to do is save. And what will happen then is step 3 is where we will auto-generate the webhook URL for you. And then you will have to go and copy that webhook URL into the Line developer console, then thus allowing the two apps to then communicate. So we'll just give this a second to save. I will note that it does take an additional maybe 30 seconds to a minute for the actual webhook URL to appear. So just refresh the page and boom, here it is. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that webhook URL, go back to the developer portal, and here, I've already entered it here, but I'm going to go ahead and just update it. Is I would enter it here, and then this toggle is actually turned off by default. So you need to turn this on here as well, and then hit update. Now, there may be a situation where you cannot turn on the webhook here, even though you can enter in your webhook URL. And so there's an additional step. These are all outlined in the step-by-step guide that live on docs.microsoft.com. But the additional step here that you may need to do is go to the Line official account manager page, and all the links are provided in the step-by-step guide. And what you do is you go to your settings tab, and then you go to your response settings. And by default, it'll likely be set to chat. If it is, you need to switch it to bot here, and then you need to go and enable webhooks. All right, so that's saved and done. We'll just check here that this is also done. All right, so at that point, you're all done.